Big AI is not waiting for your vote. It's buying the politicians who will write its rules. Silicon Valley has built a bipartisan political machine to reward obedient candidates, destroy skeptics, and convince Americans that corporate control of artificial intelligence is somehow patriotism. A quick word from our sponsor. If you believe in faith, family, and taking care of one another, you'll love what Altrua Health Share is all about. Altrua is a faith-based community where members share medical needs, helping families across America stay healthy and supported without the high costs of traditional insurance. Learn more and see how much you can save at altruahealth.org/watchman, and when you join, use promo code FREEDOM100 for an extra discount, or call 512-717-4639. Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Our votes are not enough. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but does something about it. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless carrier, and they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and get a free month with the offer code EZKyle. Politico recently introduced America to Zach Moffat and Josh Vlasto, the two veteran political operatives directing one of the largest news sources of money in American politics. Moffat is a Republican, Vlasto is a Democrat. That distinction may matter during election season. It matters considerably less when the checks are being written. Together, the two men oversee Leading the Future, a network of political action committees and nonprofit organizations backed by some of the most powerful people in artificial intelligence and Silicon Valley. Their mission is simple: elect politicians who will advance the AI industry's preferred agenda and defeat politicians who might interfere with it, and make an example of anyone who believes the public should have a meaningful voice in how artificial intelligence reshapes American life. Politico described the operation as a political Death Star. That description may actually understate what is being built. A bipartisan political enforcement machine, if you will. Leading the Future launched with more than $100 million in commitments from Silicon Valley interests. Reported backers included Andreessen Horowitz, OpenAI President Greg Brockman, Palantir co-founder Joe Lonsdale, Perplexity, and other prominent technology investors. Mark Andreessen and Brockman reportedly committed $25 million each. The organization operates through two political arms. American Mission works primarily in Republican races. Think Big operates primarily in Democratic races. According to Politico's reporting, those organizations had supported 30 candidates by late July. Only one of their preferred candidates had lost. The network had already spent almost $25 million and still had more than $30 million available after the June 30th reporting period. Axios separately reported that Leading the Future ended the second quarter with approximately $31 million after transferring $10 million each to Think Big and American Mission. The organization said those resources would be used to build what it called a deep bench of pro-innovation champions. That phrase deserves translation. A pro-innovation champion is a politician the industry believes will vote correctly when AI companies come asking for favorable laws, federal protection, public infrastructure, access to energy, limits on state regulation, or immunity from consequences. The objective is not simply to influence politicians already in office. The objective is to determine which politicians reach office in the first place. Two wings, same bird. A quick word from our sponsor. Ripped from the Headlines is powered by Select Quote. Call 800-212-3199 now to get a quote. There are two ways to control Washington. The first is to reward cooperation. The second is to make disobedience expensive. Leading the Future appears prepared to do both. It can enter a race with relatively modest support, helping a friendly candidate build an early advantage. It can also deploy millions of dollars against a candidate who questions the industry's preferred agenda. That creates a deterrent far beyond any single election. Every candidate watching understands the message. Support us, and our money may help you. Challenge us, and our money may end your career. This is how an industry transforms campaign spending into political discipline. The group's leaders are open about the scale of their ambitions. Politico reported that Moffat and Vlasto are not merely trying to win a handful of congressional races. They want to reshape the politics surrounding AI while marginalizing the technology's skeptics and industry opponents. That last word is revealing. Not critics, not concerned parents, not citizens asking who controls their personal information, opponents. One to grow on. Once political disagreement is reclassified as opposition to technological progress, almost any tactic can be justified. Leading the future is not alone. Anthropic has backed Public First Action, a competing political network that presents itself as more supportive of AI safeguards and transparency. Its connected political committees include a Democratic operation, a Republican operation, and a bipartisan PAC. Anthropic contributed $20 million to Public First Action. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei also contributed $1 million to its bipartisan political committee, while employees from Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google collectively contributed more than $2 million. This is often framed as a battle between the AI acceleration camp and the AI safety camp. That framing is incomplete. The public is watching competing technology power centers fight over who will control the regulatory environment surrounding their own industry. Both understand the value of controlling Congress. In at least one race, the supposed rivals even arrived at the same candidate. Leading the Future and Public First Action both backed Democratic Representative Josh Gottheimer, a lawmaker expected to have substantial influence over future AI legislation. That is what happens when political usefulness becomes more important than public disagreement. The companies may fight each other, but they can still agree on which politicians matter. The political operation extends beyond candidates and television advertisements. Build American AI, a nonprofit organization connected to Leading the Future, funded a coordinated social media campaign using lifestyle and family influencers to promote industry-friendly AI messages, with some influencers reportedly offered approximately $5,000 per TikTok video. The content was not presented like traditional political advertising. Influencers discussed AI while standing near American flags, organizing their homes, raising their children, or preparing breakfast. A carefully constructed and curated message. American AI creates jobs. American AI protects families. American AI must defeat China. Restricting American AI helps America's enemies. This doesn't sound like education. It sounds more like narrative laundering. Like a corporate political message that enters through a marketing agency, passes through a trusted lifestyle personality, and arrives in a mother's social media feed disguised as an authentic personal observation. Is China a legitimate strategic threat? Yes, and they have been for years. Just read their 100-year plan. Should America lead the world in AI? Yes, with the proper worldview and moral compass. Neither statement requires Americans to surrender political oversight to Silicon Valley. Right now, the industry's most effective argument is designed to create a false choice. Either allow American AI companies to develop with minimal interference, or allow China to dominate the future. Is that policy framework or a sales pitch? Multiple things can be true at the same time. America can compete with China while protecting children. America can develop artificial intelligence while protecting personal information. America can encourage innovation while requiring companies to answer for fraud, manipulation, discrimination, copyright violations, dangerous products, or preventable harm. America can build data centers while asking who pays for the electricity, water, transmission infrastructure, tax incentives, and environmental impact. all while taking the best frameworks from the states and including them in the process. America can also lead technologically without allowing a handful of billionaires to determine which candidates are permitted to participate in our government. A quick word from our sponsor. Using oxygen? Try Inogen for 30 days, risk-free. Call 800-313-6867 to speak with a specialist. Moffat told Politico that leading the future is being portrayed unfairly. Although the organization has been compared to a political Death Star, he argued that it is actually David fighting Goliath. The supposed Goliath is a collection of non-profit organizations, safety advocates, media outlets, political committees, regulators, and technology critics, whom the operatives reportedly dismissed as doomers. Really? An organization launched with 9-figure support from some of the wealthiest and most powerful figures in technology wants Americans to believe it is the vulnerable underdog. Its opponents include parents, researchers, state lawmakers, workers, independent organizations, and citizens asking whether the most transformative technology in generations should have enforceable boundaries. Yet the billionaires are David. The public is Goliath. Candidates should no longer be allowed to hide behind vague promises to support responsible innovation. Voters should ask specific questions. Has an AI industry super PAC spent money supporting or opposing you? Have you communicated with organizations funded by AI executives or investors? Do you support allowing states to protect their residents when Congress refuses to act? Should AI companies be legally responsible when their systems cause foreseeable harm? Should paid influencer campaigns disclose the organization and industry interests behind the message? Will you accept political support from organizations attempting to influence legislation governing their own financial backers? And most importantly, when the interests of an AI company conflict with the rights of the American people, whose side will you take? The most important AI laws have not yet been written. That is precisely why the money is moving now. Silicon Valley is not waiting for Congress to establish the rules and then lobbying to change them. It is working to shape the membership of Congress before those rules are written and to cut the states at the knees by saying their legislation slows down innovation. By the time the public is invited into the debate, the industry hopes the field will already be cleared. The language will already be established, and the politicians will already understand what is expected of them. That is the story beneath the headline. Artificial intelligence may transform the future. But the first thing its financial backers intend to transform is Washington.